All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are taking a look at the AI sector, reviewing AI itself and Palantir. Very quickly, I will say I actually got Palantir a little wrong last week. I thought it was going to do much worse than it did this week. It actually is a little lower than the stop loss I mentioned that I got at, so I'm still a couple pennies above where it was. But yeah, Palantir, I actually did think it was going to do worse. So I'll get to that chart later. But look, that just goes to show why every single video I say, if you disagree with anything, just let me know. Throw it in the comments, all right? I am not perfect. I am not all knowing. There is no crystal ball here telling me what tomorrow looks like. I'm just looking at these lines, right? And if your opinions are better than mine, I'd love to hear them. Like nothing I say is financial advice, nothing you say on the comments is financial advice. We are simply educated people giving each other opinions and considerations, right? I love how this thing is going. You know what I mean? This chart reader thing. So before we get into the technicals and the details, what are we going to do today? Same thing we do every day, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages, these horizontal support and resistance lines that I draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does very well with the YouTube algorithms. But even if you don't, I'm so thankful that you're watching these. Thank you for your time, for real, okay? Let's get into it. All right. So last time I made the video, I think was probably around this time last week. I know it was a couple days after the earnings drop, right? And look, earning pop, and very sadly, we saw that. Obviously, I always say green, 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 green can turn into red, 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 red. I was just actually shocked how quickly it happened again after what seemed like good earnings. You know what I mean? Someone in the comments had mentioned, the hype loss. Is the hype loss on AI gone, and that's why it all went down, right? Look, I might be wrong, but I'm still a firm believer that the hype is real. I've actually said I think AI is the new EV. I think it's the new like darling for tech. That's why I'm making these weekly instead of those EV ones. I'm still looking at them, but again, I don't think the hype is gone. I just really think a lot of it has been the NASDAQ. Like if I can show the NASDAQ really quickly, comp Q. NASDAQ sucked that same week that AI did. Look, I'll be honest, I think the fact that this is so monstrous isn't really the same like as this, because just look, I see the 4 candles right there. I see the tremendous break, but like there's so much crazy shit going on in the world. It's kind of hard to believe that the markets are doing all right. I do think a lot of this because Europe's doing bad and like there's some reasons to come into the US markets, and none of that has to do with this AI sector. The point simply was, I don't think that was a hype loss. I think this goes to what I always say, that no single stock, no awesome sector, nothing is better than the major markets. If NASDAQ does bad, all of tech is going to do bad. If the Dow Jones and the SP 500 are also doing bad, fundamentals are going to do poorly, and like the big names are going to do poorly, not to mention the little below. So again, I very much might be wrong, but I don't think the hype loss is here. I simply think it's a reaction to the market. And again, I'm surprised this didn't go up more, but I still think it's because I don't think there's much confidence in the markets just yet. I might be wrong, but I think if tomorrow closes well and we have a good weekend, maybe some people will believe a little more. This was for sure a very much, do I hold my money or do I go, I think. So real quick, let's talk about this line, right? Really good support line, because hey, and look, again, we're last videos were here, right? But it definitely stopped it right here. So we had to believe it would be a pretty good line, and now we're actually close enough to the 50 to where I think a lot of this might just kind of be the aura of the 50 kind of making a bounce itself, right? So yeah, but I'm glad we didn't even test this line. We actually are still uptrending, right? So let's draw just a couple trend lines real quick. From here, we hit that guy and go this way, right? From there, we end up going basically there. Okay, we can actually say we go there. And then, nah, I don't like what I'm drawing. Never mind. Let's just keep this simple. Let's just go from here. Oh yeah, that's all we're gonna do from here to here. Basically, that's the two hit because that one it goes. We're still well above trend line. If we actually lost the 50 and come down here, which again, I hope we don't, I hope we actually do go over this thing, we're still well above trend line. And I think that will be okay. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, overall, I'm glad this thing stayed over the 50. I think, again, if NASDAQ holds, this should keep going back. Again, earnings were liked. I don't think anyone said, you know what, never mind, I don't like it anymore. I think AI sucks and it's over. I don't think any of that, like Chat GP4 and all that kind of stuff came out and things, right? Like, AI is here. Like, and I do believe the hype is here. I think this very much reflects on what NASDAQ looks like. And look, on Palantir, we'll talk about it more because it's definitely a lot tighter. What I am seeing are 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of our moving averages moving in a horizontal cluster. All right. We had one here. It was obviously super tight, right? But this is again just all of them kind of coming together, right? And I'm glad we're in this upper quadrant of it. If we lose the 50, we end up coming to the bottom quadrant. And look, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, if we lose the 100, that could be really bad. What we're hoping is we actually break the 20 and start taking that back up, right? So um, I'm gonna move this line here because now I care more about that candle than I do this candle. And then I'll go ahead. Are you guys the same? No. But you know what? From there, I'll do that. I'll give you the top of this, but I care more about the top of this one now. You can probably draw something on this, but look, that's pretty much where the 20 moving average is, right? So that 23 range is for sure going to be tough. And look, I say it often, right? It's hard getting over 2 moving averages. It did it here, so it's not like it hasn't done it before. And maybe all we're actually doing is kind of oscillating right now on these two, so it might end up being a little easier to go through. But yeah, these two lines aren't going to be the easiest thing to go through, right? But if you can get over 23.20, I'm actually gonna, so what's the top of this guy? 23.31. I'm gonna set my alert at 23.32. I like that a lot. I think if we can get over the top of this guy, I think that's worth a consideration for sure, for sure. Again, I think it's really important one more time to look at NASDAQ just before I do move on. We broke so many moving averages today. Just like I say it with the stocks, I need a monster confirmation. Like, we need to basically like come, are we, I mean, here, I think. Yeah, we got to hit 11.9 tomorrow. Otherwise, again, I don't know how real that was, but yeah, this is looking good on NASDAQ, which hopefully means it's looking good for AI and Palantir, right? So weekly, I imagine, is going to look pretty horizontal. Oh, interesting. That's not what I thought the weekly would look like. So where's the weekly? The weekly's under the 8 moving average. What is the 8 at? 23.09. And we just talked about that 23 range being difficult. We must close at 23.10 tomorrow. Okay? Because again, right there, you see it. 23.09 is the 8 if you're looking at the box to the left. I need to at least close a penny over. Just give me a penny over and get me back over that 8. I would feel a lot more comfortable. I really would, right? But yeah, this 23 range is going to be difficult. I actually wouldn't mind seeing what happens if we break that, because obviously breaking that gives us the break of both of those. So I think that's pretty good with AI. Okay, Palantir. And what was I taught? Man, I hate moving average clusters because all you end up kind of doing is just oscillating in and out of these. You know what I mean? And it's actually really hard to guess what's going to happen because this should have violently fallen. It's funny. I bought here not waiting for confirmation, and obviously we didn't get it. I got stopped out. It was also a stop loss, so it's not like I had much control, right? Oh, here. No, I got stop lossed well before. I got stop lossed at 8. Yeah, on this day I got out. Okay, good. I thought I did 2 boo-boos. Okay, good, good, good. Nonetheless, so we fall out of the moving average cluster here, but look, you need confirmation. Confirmation doesn't happen. It actually looked like it might have though, because we actually opened down here. That's a little scary for sure. But instead, I think this might have seen the biggest lift that the NASDAQ saw. So this brings the bad boy up, and look, we go from the bottom to roughly the top of the top of the cluster right there, right? What caught my tongue, I don't like this death cross that's happening. I don't get that though we've actually gone up these last 4 days, the 8 moving average is coming down and the 20's coming down. I don't like that. I'm not here pretending I know the math on these 2 lines. I'm not here pretending I know how the candles really affect them, but if they're going up, I gotta believe the 2 lines would be going up, right? I mean, they wouldn't be going to at least go horizontal, right? So I think that bothers me a lot, that these lines have still been coming down, even though we've been going up. Just my 2 cents, right? Like, you know how much I love these 2 lines. I pay a lot of attention to these 2 lines. And when they're moving down, I am not as happy as I am when they're moving up. You know what I mean? So I hate moving average clusters. All 5 of the lines are right here. I hate when the lines are starting to move down. You know, it's bothersome. Look, today's the first day over the 8 moving average, but let's be honest, is that a good candle over the 8? No, right? You know it's not. From there, look how tight that is, right? Where's the 200 at 818, and then the 20s at 816, right? So that within 2 cents, you have 2 monster moving averages. That's gonna be hard to break right there. However, if you break this bad boy, and we're gonna go ahead and draw a line right there. If that bad boy breaks, I'd love to know, because that's some beautiful trading to 970. All I'm seeing is red, 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 and green, 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 green. Hopefully it's green, green, green again right there, right? So I will for sure set my alert for 836, right? I'm gonna go 2 cents over. I'm gonna skip that 5 cent. Let's break the 5, and I'll get in at the 6 cent mark. But yeah, I would much rather trade in this than anywhere in here. You know what I'm saying? So, but again though, I actually didn't get Palantir as wrong as I thought, because I did get out at 8 and we're actually still here. I thought the up was a lot more than it was. I think I just saw this day and probably assumed the rest went. But yeah, I haven't been looking at this because I know I had that alert before I set it. I try to set one of those alerts on the videos just in case you didn't watch the last one. But yeah, that's where I'm ending this. I'll look at the weekly real quick too, but I, again, would much rather trade in this little beautiful pyramid right here with no lines at all than anywhere where we're at right now. Okay, for real, for real. So MACD and RSI don't look too fantastic, I wouldn't say. RSI looks all right, I guess, but volume actually does look all right. But look, again, you know I need to get over the 50 moving average for me to care more, right? Like, these are nice little greens, but they're also all, it's gotten lower every time. This volume was at 63 million. This volume was at 33 million. This volume was at 28 million. This volume was at 20 million. Every single day we went down, right? So that's not good. That's not good at all, right? So let's quickly flash the weekly. Oh man, this was definitely an important week for sure. It did the job. It really, really did. This has to close at 806. 806, you can see in the box over there, would be 1 penny over the 8 moving average. We'll take it. Just give us a penny over. Let's start next week on a better foot for sure. I would hate to come down to here. Hopefully we don't go down that bad, right? But coming down under that 20 would be a little scary. But yeah. Interesting. I think NASDAQ tomorrow is going to be really telling, and that should have a lot of impact on these. So, hey, if you disagree with anything I got to say, please throw it in the comments. Otherwise, you know I appreciate your time so, so much.